Next guy, very, very funny guy. He's been doing this for a while now. He got his start right here at Mark Ridley's, and now he's working all around the clubs in town. And he's from Lake Orion. Give it up for Joe Johnson, everyone. Joe Johnson.
What's up? Hey, folks. Thanks for coming out in the cold. If you're like me, are you just sick of winter? I can't wait for spring. One of the reasons I'm looking forward to spring, garage sales. I like to go garage sailing. Somebody likes garage sailing? I hope to have my own garage sale of my own someday, but I live in an apartment, so I think the apartment management would frown on that. Plus, I don't think I own enough stuff to have my own garage sale just yet. My sister lives in a house, and she invited me to take part in her garage sale. Let me have my own table. That was fun, with the exception of a couple of goofballs that would show up. Now, I can understand haggling over something that might be marked $20, $10, $5, even a buck. But don't haggle over something that's marked a quarter. Like, I give you a dime for that. Yeah, what the fuck am I going to do with a dime? Like, I can do laundry with quarters. You can shove that dime up your ass. Like, whoo, I sold everything on my table and made $1.85. Yeah, thanks. Sal mentioned Valentine's Day is coming up, or as I like to call it, Thursday. Is there a more depressing holiday for single people? It's just horribly depressing. Sweetest Day, yeah, that's the second. That comes close second, yeah. I just don't have luck with the ladies. I don't know why. I try to be a good person. I try to be a decent person. I give blood occasionally. Just gave blood about 2 weeks ago. I love the form that you have to fill out before you give blood. It has all those personal questions on it, asking about your sex life, and whether or not you have mad cow disease. And I love the one question. It says, have you ever offered somebody drugs or money for sex? I tapped the nurse on the shoulder. I said, do blowjobs count? It doesn't really specify here on the form. But I know I just don't have luck with the ladies. I don't know why. It's just something they're born with, an instinct or something, you know. Infant girls cry when I walk into a room for no apparent reason. I just think it's something they're born with. It's an instinct. Like, I went to a strip joint with friends. Stripper up on stage looks down at me and says, what are you looking at? I'm like, you're naked. What are you picking on me for? I don't know. It seems like the only time I ever get screwed anymore is when I'm the guy who has to collect money from my friends for the bar tab. You know, throwing 32 bucks for a Coke. Yeah, that's a cheap bastards. My friends, they don't appreciate what they have. They're all married. They have wives, girlfriends, you know, fiancés, you know, that sort of stuff. But they don't appreciate it. They're always talking about wanting to be with 2, 3 women at the same time. You know, I'd just be happy to see a woman in 3 dimensions. That's all I ask for. I'm not asking for too much. I don't think. But what else is going on? My friends tell me I'm too picky, too unrealistic. In high school, I was voted most likely to be a celebrity stalker. I don't think I'm too unrealistic. I mean, just because I have a crush on Daphne from Scooby-Doo, you know, the hot redhead, not the lesbo with the glasses. Okay, I admit there are some women who are out of my league. There are women who I would never ask out in a million years, like the tellers at my bank. I mean, I'm not stupid. They, you know, have access to my account. If I were to ask them out, they say, oh, you want to take me out, right? Let me punch up your account on a computer. Seems you have a balance of $1.85. I'm like, yeah, I just had a garage sale, so. But you think she'd be more appreciative, considering my overdraft fees pretty much paid for their office Christmas party, so. I don't know. People say that men tend to be attracted to women who resemble their mothers. I don't know if I agree with that. Otherwise, I'd be out there looking for a short 200-pound immigrant woman. I guess I should be hanging out at a bakery in Hamtramck looking for Miss Right. But, my mother was something else. My mother, she came from Spain, raised 4 kids here in America, and when we were sick, she would never take us to a doctor's office. She would always whip up some home remedy from the old country. Like if I had an earache, this is true, she'd roll up a newspaper into a cone, stick the pointed end in my ear, and light the other end on fire. I'm just grateful I didn't have hemorrhoids as a kid. No, Billy, I can't come outside and play. As you can see, I'm kind of occupied right now. Call me at a bad time. But my mother, her whole life, she struggled with the English language, but she seemed to master swear words for some reason. The woman loved to swear. And with that Spanish accent, it was like living with Al Pacino and Scarface. It was like, Mom, what's for dinner? Meatloaf, you fucking cockroach. Like, okay, Mom. Got a little flower on your nose there, Mom, or something, I'm not sure. What's kind of ironic, though, is I grew up with two sisters who never swore. They're in their 30s. I've never heard them swear. It's like if they were to plan a family trip, it would be to the Hoover Darn or something like that. They purposely avoid driving down grass shit. And it was hilarious growing up watching those two fight because they'd get in these screaming matches as sisters do, but the worst thing that would ever come out of their mouth is, "You're a witch with a B." I'm like, meow, ooh. I'd have to imagine that's how they argue on Sesame Street. "Hey, Bert, you're a wick with a D." And when my mother was pregnant with me, my brother was having his first birthday, and she decided to have a party for him by having a piñata, inviting the neighborhood kids over. In hindsight, is that really such a good idea, having blindfolded kids with sticks around a pregnant woman? I don't think so, but sure enough, it's a true story, a drunk woman took a swipe at the piñata, swung and missed and hit my mother right in the stomach. Of course, kids were disappointed no candy came out, but people, the authorities got involved and said that, you know, should the baby be born defective, she might have a lawsuit on her hands. So I figure I'm 35, can't get a date, I have a crappy job. I may have a case. I'm thinking of calling Sam. I saw one of his commercials. "Were you hit with a piñata stick when you were a fetus? Call Sam." Why not? Women, getting back to women, women seem to like me. They just don't want to have sex with me for some reason. Yet I'm the guy they call to complain to about their asshole boyfriends. It's like I'm every woman's gay friend, only I'm not gay, which can be kind of frustrating. I went to a concert with a group of women. Most guys would think that's pretty cool, hanging out with a bunch of babes, but not when they still refer to it as girls' night out. That's no fun. And what cracks me up is when women think they're complimenting me, but they're actually insulting me. Like I had a crush on this woman, big crush, crazy about her, but I could never get past the friendship stage with her. She just didn't seem to be interested. But then she calls me up one day and tells me about her new boyfriend. "Joe, he's terrific. He's smart, he's funny, you'd like him. He's just like you." And I'm like, just like me? What is that supposed to mean? Just like me, but what, good looking? That's an awful thing to say to somebody. Why do you need someone just like me? I'm me. Sue him for copyright infringement or something. Another woman said to me, "Joe, you're a nice guy. You'd be perfect for a friend of mine." I'm like, "Oh, yeah, you mean your friend with lower standards?" "Yeah, thanks." And women, don't ever say this to a guy. I know you mean well, but don't ever tell a guy, "You're just like a sister to me." Come on! I mean, just because we go shopping together and brush each other's hair, you know, I still have my pride. Just because we stay up late listening to Rick Springfield records and have pillow fights in our underwear, I'm still a man, damn it. I think that's part of the problem is women want manly men, macho men. I'm not like that. You know, I'm no Richard Golden, that DOC guy. I'm sure he gets all the babes. I wear specs, they're not even sexy. Women want manly men, and I suck at sports. About the only sport I'm good at is Frisbee. I don't hunt. Not opposed to hunting. I just can't imagine killing anything as big as a deer. I've killed things, like spiders, but only when they're on my turf, like in the bathroom or something, you know? I guess I could kill a deer if I find one in the shower. Hit it with a shoe or something, you know? Don't golf. Men love to golf. My friends love to golf. I tried golfing with them. I don't get it. But then again, my friend's idea of golfing is getting drunk, putting a cart into a pond, and making angels in the sand traps. So explains the confusion a little bit. And yes, I can admit that on occasion I do cry at movies. I don't think there's anything to be ashamed of, even though it's a little embarrassing when I'm on a date. It's an animated film. She leans over to me and says, "You're not fucking crying, are you?" I'm like, "Hey, how can you not be moved when Buzz saves Woody from the evil toy collector?" Sorry. Hanging out with my friends is a real pleasure, a real joy. They're all married, have homes. I'm single, I live in an apartment. When we get together, they're always talking about landscaping and refinishing the basement, and I'm like, "I hung a new poster on the wall today." Oh, you should see my apartment. It's beautiful. It's like an 8-year-old decorated it. It's very nice. I'm just a big kid. What can I say? I'm just a big kid. As a matter of fact, when I pee at the urinal, I drop my pants all the way down to my ankles. I don't care. I'm just a big kid. Yeah, I get looks at the Silverdome. I don't care. My apartment is the bedroom I always wanted as a kid, but couldn't have because I had to share it with my asshole older brother, hanging up his Farrah Fawcett posters. You know? My brother, he's a real piece of work. Typical older brother. I'll never forget one time when I was having a birthday party, and I was allowed to have friends over, and we all wore our T-shirts. You remember the Star Wars iron-on T-shirts? And all of a sudden, my brother barges in with his friends, starts making fun of me and my friends, calling us fags, grabbed my Star Wars toys, threw them in a toilet, made me cry in front of everybody on my own birthday. I will never forgive him for that. 6 months have gone by. I'm still not talking to him. I am not inviting him to my next birthday party, I'll tell you that. No, I don't know. Want to be a dad someday? I think that'd be fun to be a dad. Right now, I'm an uncle. I have a 5-year-old nephew and a 1-year-old niece. That's pretty cool. When my nephew was about 3, I was afraid to go over to his house to visit him because the kid was always bringing home some new disease from daycare. What is the deal with daycare? It's like a breeding ground for viruses and bacteria. It's awful. It's like I wouldn't want to go over there and visit him unless I had a biohazard suit on or something. I went over there one time. About 3 days later, I woke up, could not open my eyes. They were crusted shut. The little outbreak monkey gave me pink eye. I was furious. He's also given me other diseases like malaria, I think. I'm not sure. I didn't see a doctor. I think it was malaria. Meningitis, I think he gave me one time. Colic. I think that's what it's called, when the babies just keep crying for no apparent reason. I think he gave me that. Because there was a period of time I just kept crying and crying and crying for no apparent reason. I figured it was either colic or I was having my period. I'm not quite sure.